It's about 10 minutes. I just press live. Oh gosh. Yeah, I showed a poster of the, what the heck? Poster of the thing, of the show, except it's green. Imagine this is green. And then my beard's down to like here. Just imagine that. I don't know, you're creative, you can do it. Merry Christmas, everybody. That's my Christmas tree. Yeah, Happy New Year. It's still Christmas, as many of you know. We celebrate, depending on your persuasion, to January 7th, 6th, 7th, one of those, Epiphany, or Candlemas, which is 40 days after the birth of Jesus, which is when he gets presented into the temple. And the whole scene with Simeon and Anna takes place and lifts the baby up. He's seen the Messiah, and now he can go to his next state of being, which is the afterlife with Jesus. Hey guys, haven't done this in a minute. Great to see you. Oh, wow. Is that right? 3,500 people. Oh my good heavens, that's a lot of people. Hi friends. Hello Brazil. Hello Anusha. Hello JR fan page. Hi Ornella. Hi Abia. I think that's what it is. A lot of Brazilian flags. I don't speak Portuguese yet. Maybe one day. Welcome to this little impromptu session. You want to see the star? There's a star. It's a little impromptu live stream to help promote the release of my docu-series, Jonathan and Jesus. What are you talking about? We didn't see any of the posts. Well, that's fine. I'm barely on this thing myself. That's a half truth. I'm on. I don't post as often as I'd like to. There's just a lot going on. Even in my off time, there's a lot going on. So, I did a documentary over the last couple of years. I'll try to speak slower for those in other countries. I forget so many of my friends there, all of you are in different countries. You're in Brazil, you're in Italy, you're in Germany, you're in Poland, you're in Mexico, you're in everywhere, all over the place. Sorry for the quick English, so I will slow it down. And it's funny because when I'm abroad, my brain, when I'm interacting with people who speak a different language, I automatically slow myself down because I know English isn't the first language of the folks whose country I'm visiting. So I slow myself down automatically. But I think I'm just amped up today, this evening. So thank you for being here, for joining me. So I made this documentary over the last couple of years that started with me meeting the Pope for the first time, which was a lifelong dream. And then once we got the opportunity, once I knew that encounter was going to be filmed, the opportunity came to me to do a full-fledged series about the impact of Jesus on the culture as seen through the lens of my playing Jesus in The Chosen. I think there's a few Chosen fans here tonight. So hello, all you Chosen Army folks. Not literally army. You're not in the army. Well, some of you might be in the army. The Chosen Army is not. It's not an actual militia. It's a fan militia, unarmed. Some of you might be armed, depending on the state that you live in and your gun laws. But I don't want to get off topic. I do want to show you this because I've been going to mass a lot. I've been praying a lot, and this is my favorite rosary right now that I'm praying with. It is from Gorelli, and yes, I am giving them a little plug. How do I make that a little more focused? This is called the Sacred Heart Rosary. And is this not just stunning? It's a stunning piece to pray with. Immaculate Heart of Mary and the Sacred Heart of Jesus. So these are beautiful. They're pretty affordable on the Gorelli site. You can go on my link, my bio on Instagram here, or go to Gorelli.com and look up Sacred Heart of Jesus Rosary, and they're just stunning. And they just kind of transport me to this meditative state where it's just me and Jesus, just me and the Lord. So tonight I'm going to answer a bunch of questions, and we got a lot of questions already, and I might even have a special guest. Hello, Santa Monica. Let's see, who else is here? I look excited. I am excited. GL Hop 62. I'm excited to be here. Hola, Brasil. Hi, guys. Who else? Can I speak Aramaic? Rosanna Toma. Only the Our Father that I was taught, and it's reconstructed Aramaic, because it was taught to me by the late, great Father Bill Fulco, who was a Jesuit who used to teach at Loyola Marymount College, and he was the technical advisor and the translator and the local priest and the archaeological advisor, I think, as well, for The Passion of the Christ. So the entire movie basically was translated by him, from what I remember him telling me. And he actually, before he passed, that actually reminded me about, there's a moment in the series, and Jonathan Jesus, I promise you this was completely unplanned. He passed away while we were making the series, and I hadn't texted him a couple of weeks, and I had meant to text him. And we were running around the world, me and my boys and gals who were on the shoot, in buses and trains, on planes, and you know how you get caught up, and you're like, oh man, I gotta send that text. And then I read that he passed away, but I sent them the text anyway, because I figured one way or another, he's going to get it, right? And now he's up there with the angels, and he's space and time do not limit him or anyone else who has passed on to the great beyond. So, what a diversion that was. So, he taught me the Our Father in Aramaic, which is, you can Google it, YouTube it, and there's plenty of, it's kind of everywhere. Hello, Greece. Hello, Colombia. Hola, hola. Okay, so let's see. Let's start with a question, and then I'm going to bring on a friend. Okay, from Usur Dalena, it's the first one up. Where are you everyone, tap a question to answer. Oh, I can do that. This is kind of new. I think this was available last time, and I didn't know how to do it. Okay, so where are you reading from? From here or the comments? Oh, there's a feed at the bottom of my screen that goes up every time somebody, hey Noah, every time somebody writes something, I see it. It pops up into my feed. Hello Annie. Did I ask the Holy Wise Men for anything? I just heard about this thing. Anna, did I say Annie? Annie, no, it is Annie. Annie Lara. The Three Wise Men blessing. I didn't look completely into it yet, but I heard that's a thing. Thank you for that question. This is kind of fun doing it this way. Oh, that's a good one. I don't. Okay. Charlie 7, what is my favorite scripture when I feel sad? I usually go to the Psalms, and I flip back and forth. I never memorized or learned them growing up. It just wasn't part of the culture I grew up in. So I've been going back to them as an adult and discovering them. And when I need to get recharged through Scripture, a lot of the times I will pray, and then I'll just ask the Holy Spirit to just direct me, and I'll just kind of randomly pick a card, any card, pick a scripture, any scripture, and then I'll just kind of point to something. If I'm looking for a specific psalm and I know where the Psalms are in the Bible, I'll just kind of like thumb through a few of them and open to whichever one pops open. And then if I don't like that, I keep reading. Not that I don't like it, but if it doesn't seem like, oh, I don't know how that applies, then I might read a few more. And inevitably, there'll be some nugget from the first thing that it wasn't what I thought I would need, but then it might register later. Or I'll find something in the course of reading, who or what God is trying to tell me. Yeah. So thank you for that. Okay. Let me see if my friend is here somewhere. Now I'm going to bring them on in a minute. I don't see that. Hello. What's going on? What's this? There's a lot of people requesting to join. Sorry, friends, I won't be able to have most of you on this one. Maybe I'll do. Those are always a little scary because you just never know what's going to happen. But because we have a purpose tonight, and I don't want people to just kind of get completely distracted. I want to. Well, I don't see the person I'm looking for. So, maybe I can add them like this. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay. I'm assuming the green button means he's available. It is a he. But he doesn't have... Let's see. His picture's gone. Maybe he never had a picture. I thought he had a picture. That's why it makes me suspicious. Anyway, another question. That's a good one. Angela. Dimitri Brown. Best advice from Alice Cooper. Rock star, rock legend, rock icon, and diehard Christian Alice Cooper. Basically, the best advice came in the form of a story that he tells in the series. And I'm going to tease it like that. Watch the series, and you'll see the best advice he gave me because it was an aha moment for me. I'm like, whoa, if you haven't seen it. Where do you find the documentary, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. Prime Video, Amazon Prime Video. If you have Prime, the Prime account, I think it's pretty easy. I registered so long ago. If you order stuff from Amazon, like who doesn't order stuff from Amazon? Some people don't, I guess. But if you don't, that would be the way you would see it. So if you have Amazon and you've never used Amazon Prime, I think it's just a matter of navigating through the site. Or you could just download the standalone app and then you log in with your Amazon Prime credentials. And it's under the videos, Prime Video, Jonathan and Jesus. And it just came out. And so it's licensed by Amazon. Amazon didn't fund it, right? So because it's licensed, they have different rules about how they promote stuff. So for this thing, since they licensed it from The Chosen, who basically produced and funded the series, since The Chosen did it, then it's up to me at this point to try to get the series out there. So if you've seen the series, or if you haven't yet, please watch it. It's one of the most interesting and unique documentaries, not because of me, but because of the story and this perspective of this kind of a thing. There's nothing else like it on television. So if you like it, share it with people. Share the trailer with people. My post from yesterday with the trailer is available. Just press share and get the word out, because then we can kind of build some momentum with this piece. And I think it's going to appeal to people that maybe haven't watched The Chosen. That's why we're so excited that it's on Amazon, because it's a huge platform. So let me now go to. Oh wait, let me cancel that. Close that out. Pick this. And now I'm going to bring on friend of mine who, well, I'll tell you. I'll have him tell you. And I will say, he may know less about Instagram than I do. In fact, I'm pretty sure he knows less about Instagram than I do. So if you see, if this takes a minute, I just want to give you the heads up. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right. He done been invited. Let's see if he go. Oh,
Did I do it?
Oh, he did it.
I'm an Instagrammer.
You're an Instagrammer.
This is magical.
Yeah, buddy. How do you feel?
It took me quite a while. Good.
Ladies
This
and
is probably the bigger deal than getting the documentary done, is getting me on Instagram.
So people are like, who is this guy?
Fully.
This guy, his name is Daniel Stewart. And Dan, tell them what you did relating to Jesus, Jonathan and Jesus.
I directed that series with Jonathan.
Woo!
And it looks like I'm seeing one question come through right here. Jonathan, what is your favorite documentary director that you've worked with? Oh, that just came up. So
Where
you might as well just answer that however you want.
Where did you say that? I don't have that.
Quite quick.
I don't have that on my screen, Dan. I don't have it on my screen. Do you actually see questions on your screen?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I literally I'm sitting here. I'm on. This is as far as I can get. You know.
Yeah.
I think I see people like commenting. I see Brazilian
do?
flags.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's all. The one thing I will say about the Brazilians, there are. I don't think I've met any other nation that is so diehard about the country, and that's. I wish we had that here. We don't see that as much. But
awesome.
God bless the Brazilians, and I might be seeing you guys sometime soon. I don't know. I heard things. Might be possible. We might be seeing you sometime soon. Maybe. I don't know. You know.
Is that from Jurassic Park?
I don't know what that means.
Nothing.
The reference. So Dan directed the documentary. He was stuck with me for how many raw hours of footage? How many months?
Yeah,
a lot.
We went like almost a year, right?
I think it was more than that. More than that. It's 21, and then we finished. Oh no, yeah, middle of 21 into. Oh, it was 22, right?
Summer 21 was Rome.
Yeah,
and then we went through
all the way to spring 22. So almost a full year.
Yeah.
And I looked on the end of the first. Look at that! Now we got all the flags coming up.
There.
I was just like, "I'll show you, Brazil." Oh man,
Canada is the exact same thing. There we go.
They're like, "Oh, we don't want to do too many here. We'll just do a couple of flags there." That wasn't really Canadian. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So, what was I going to say? Almost an entire year, and it was. Oh, I was looking at the credits, looking at the amount of countries that were listed, at least in episode 1, but I think it's for the whole series. I'm assuming you guys did it for the entire series. There's 14 countries. 14 countries.
Crazy.
Cities and countries. That's what it was. Locations.
Yeah.
14 locations. Sorry, it wasn't 14. 14 countries.
I mean, hey, we did better than I remember.
Right. Yeah. There's 4 more episodes of a documentary. We don't even know what happened to them. They're just out there.
I'll get that.
So what was the hardest thing for you about doing this series, other than working with me?
I think that's
a given.
Okay, never mind. I got nothing now. Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Hardest thing doing the series.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, we did it through COVID. So that maybe was the hardest thing.
That's
honestly,
right.
It was traveling, navigating.
Uh-oh. I lost the audio. Dan, can you hear me? There we go.
Yo, I'm back.
And you're back. There was a lag.
Back on Instagram again.
And Dan's in the boondocks on another planet, more or less. It might as well be another planet. Let's just
Call it what
Not
it
a good
is.
planet.
As a really good planet, and I'm super jealous of you, but that's okay. So occasionally, when the monkeys running around are move the sticks apart, then you lose the signal. But when they put the sticks back together, then you have the Wi-Fi again. So,
I mean, again, I wouldn't know because it somehow connects with this
so
internet.
the gibbons out there are
The
just
gibbons.
insane. They're like, "Whoa, Wi-Fi, no Wi-Fi."
Jimmy, put the antenna up.
I love that there's a gibbon named Jimmy.
Jimmy, yeah. He's a sweetheart. Kind of like a leader of the pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, that was probably the biggest deal. I think that, and we went in very much following you. So it wasn't like a big planned, we're going to do this, this, this. So it was sort of the rolling with the punches, rolling with what we got, and then figuring out the story that came up through that. Those were probably the two big ones.
Did it
fun.
change? I mean, it was fun. It wasn't easy. I would say it's safe to say it wasn't always easy, but it was fun. It was sometimes hard, but I think even then, at the end of the day, you know, we built the camaraderie that I think made this. I think allowed us to survive the intense schedule that we had.
Yeah, for real.
Because we were also, it wasn't just, you know, us running around random countries. We were going to meet people to interview them and working with their schedules. And when you see the list of celebrities and people who we, you know, thoughtfully considered to be a part of this, who would contribute to the storyline in a way that we felt, you know, elevated the story. Then it was like, well, they're busy people. They're working artists and actors and musicians, and right. And we had to oftentimes work around various schedules. There's some people we couldn't get because the schedules just didn't align. So, maybe season 2
or season 7, depending. See how far we go. I mean,
what was your favorite part about doing the series?
Favorite part about the series?
See, now I get to interview you.
Yeah,
this is
hilarious.
Finally, this is the flip, because, well, I won't give anything away, but Dan's kind of scarce. You hear him sometimes, but not really. He's not an on-camera guy, so this is excruciating for him, and I'm just drinking it all in.
Off Instagram.
Favorite part of doing the series?
Favorite part of doing the series? I think meeting everyone, meeting you, connecting, building a friendship. I think meeting all the different people we got to connect with as well. I think, very, very bland answer is what I can give you that. But
super
it's like,
bland.
I think that's the truth. I think, and I love travel.
I love that.
I love travel and meeting people. And that's the joy of documentary, is you get to like explore and have a total amazing adventure.
Mm-hmm. And I think because we had such an easy rapport, it made all of the running around worth it, and all the hard times worth it for me. What do you hope that people will get? Go ahead.
Just one note that I think is pretty cool for everybody to hear is that halfway through, Jonathan allowed me to have eye contact with him. So as like an actor, rarely no eye contact, don't talk to the person, that kind of thing. So
I'm not even looking at your face on this thing. I'm looking at my own face.
Eye contact right after the show finished. That's just how these things work.
Yeah, it's name of the game, bro. You signed up for it.
Something serious.
So,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's gone now.
Yeah,
it's just gone.
Wasn't me.
What? If you don't remember, it probably wasn't that important. You might be right on that.
I think we should start a podcast.
I think so. I should also continue to apologize to all of our international friends who bemoan the speed at which I'm speaking. Hopefully somebody might be able to translate this one day, many moons, many years from now. I don't know, moons from here, moons away, many blue
even
moons.
Suns.
Not sure what I'm saying. It's all, I don't know. It's the excitement of Christmas being surrounded by a tree. That's still.
I like your background
right now for me.
Choice, by the way.
Thank you.
I was watching at the beginning, and you kind of dove into malicious for a while. It was like a solid conversation point with Christmas tree in the background. It was like,
talked about the chosen army. Well, they're not an actual. Well, they might. Some people might be in the army. It's just, I
Speaking of
don't get me
militias,
going down. Let's not go down that rabbit hole again.
I love it.
Hey, let's take some questions that you can
Yeah.
answer. I'm gonna throw them.
Okay.
Can you see questions?
I think so.
So
I clicked
there's
the
so
question
there's
button.
yeah. Click a question button, and then you could
Favorite ornament.
tap the question. Favorite
Tap the
ornament?
question. It says
Yeah.
favorite ornament and your tree behind you. Oh, can you show us your favorite ornament? This is a
Okay.
question for you, Jonathan. I think this is important. It connects to the
Okay.
series.
It does. It does because we experienced at least one Christmas over the course of filming the series. There. There it is. I was in New York recently, and that was given to me or passed on to me by Cardinal Dolan, which is really sweet. I did an appearance on the Busted Halo show with Father Dave Dwyer, and he gave me that from Cardinal Dolan. So thank you. So that's an interesting one. And then here's Boba Fett. There's Boba Fett and the child.
Solid.
Solid. So I got some religiosity. No, I got some spirituality and hardcore nerdism happening on my tree. What about your tree, Dan? You have a tree up. What's on the tree?
What's on the tree?
Yeah.
This is great. Kids decorations. A lot of kind of do the little, what is it, the bake in the oven kind of situations. They're really heavy, so the branches kind of just like tilt down like that. And you kind of like, you just have to like hook it on and kind of tie it. So a lot of that.
The weight, there's like 75 pounds of like baked dough on adorning this tree.
We usually get a reinforced tree. Those are really key in our household. So
Yeah.
it's solid.
Let me see.
Sweet.
Let me see.
Josh
I may find one here for you.
Josh.
Josh,
Okay,
what's up, Josh? Let's see.
I want to just name people's names. This is fun.
Yeah.
But they're actually hard to name. Can somebody
All right.
just be called
They
Dan?
are. Okay. A lot of the. It is hard to hear people calling me. Is it hard to hear people calling me Jesus? Yes. Yes, it is.
And that's in the documentary.
Yeah, we get into that quite a bit. Actually, I think throughout the whole thing, it kind of comes up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a strong theme through it. I think like as you're growing in, the projects and things around you and the chosen's growing, how that's affecting you.
Yeah.
So, and you're really, that's a pretty awesome thing just for everybody. It's like Jonathan's really raw and honest through the whole thing, which is pretty rare to just kind of get somebody to just kind of like, I think there was definitely trepidation leading into it for you in the sense of like how much, but I mean, but like to the end, I think that was like, yeah, Jonathan really just opened up and was very like open with so much, which is really cool. Thank you for that.
My honor and my pleasure, man. Yeah, it was as a lot of the fans here know that I'm more an introvert than an extrovert. Like this is me hanging out with my buddy, and I mean I say buddy. I don't actually mean buddy, but I say
no eye
that
contact
because it's contractually obliged to use buddy per the documentary for at least the next 3 years. It's fine, but it's like I'm hanging with my.
It's gonna go away. Don't worry. I'm fine.
Buddy.
Pain. It's fine.
Dan is also one of the funniest people I've ever met. He's like this.
Oh, buddy.
I was paid to say that. It's not true. No. What? No. It was truly. It was an honor. We have become friends. I didn't think that was possible based on the things that he put me through. Nobody worth their salt would ever stay friends with somebody that had to endure throwing stuff when he wasn't happy with a take. And it's a documentary. He's a yeller.
Yeah.
He has other people yell for him.
You're not
his voice gives up.
And then I just throw a rock. Like usually it'd be rocks, not big rocks, obviously. And not in the face because we need that for the camera.
Yeah. Moneymaker.
Yeah.
But it was honestly, it was. You held my hand through the process of opening up because, as I was saying, as many of my fans know, I'm more of an introvert than an extrovert, despite this hanging out with a a buddy, would
I can see
sing.
your quotes.
Yeah.
Like I know you're doing it. Camera's on.
I'm good. I want to make sure because they're within the frame. Because if I go here, you can't see them. But if I go here, then I know you can see quotes. So you know I don't
So when
really
you do
mean it.
this is more hurtful than if you do it like just outside. That's what I mean. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's fine.
That's by design, Dan. It's by design. And I won't say, obviously, I'm not wanting to give anything away. There, as we got further and further in the process, I think I allowed certain things to be filmed, parts of my life that to me were just so intimate that I never anticipated sharing with anyone ever. It was just more or less, I do a lot of video diarying. Sounds like you got diarrhea. That doesn't, how do you use diarrhea?
Let's keep on going
I
with
don't
this. I'll
want
just
to use
let you
diarrhea.
run. I'm good.
I don't want to run with diarrhea. I don't
I feel like
run
there's
with
some more
diarrhea.
jokes there.
Childish humor.
Holding tight.
It's just drivel. It's just gone downhill. The minute what happened?
And this is kind of a day-to-day thing. We're trying to, hey, let's just get a real take, man.
This was
Okay, I'll throw a rock or two.
I don't know what happened. I wanted to use the word diary as a verb, but I don't think I can. But I would do video diaries for myself, and never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd have the opportunity, or that there would be a situation where that would be of interest and be used in a series to help tell a specific story. And that took a lot of, I think, patience and trust and kudos to you and Mark and Josh and Dylan and the team, Daryl and Tim for making it such a loving environment for me to be able to feel that I could let my guard down and open myself up to that. So
thank you
for that, man. No, it's been awesome. A couple of questions that come that I think maybe you may have the answers to, or maybe not. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
Will this come out officially internationally? Do we know anything about that yet? Do we know what the story is between the UK and Brazil and Colombia and India and New Zealand?
Sadly, I don't know, but I would imagine, yes, that's where it's trending to. So I think that's probably part of it everybody please watch it and share it with everybody. So I think the more people that do that in the US, I think that gives lots more for getting it overseas and everywhere else.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right, Dan. I think all you guys, friends, fam, chosen fam, like just share the trailer with people. I'm gonna be publishing clips from the documentary that you can share with people. We're gonna be going different places on the web, different social media, X, formerly Twitter, and YouTube, and Facebook and Instagram. So we're just gonna do a grassroots kind of blitzkrieg with this for as long as we can, and just try to get it out there and let God do the rest, right?
Amen to that.
Does Amazon determine who sees it countries? Yes, I think ultimately they do, which is why we're like neither Dan nor myself are in direct contact with Amazon. We've got intermediaries like between the folks at the Chosen, and so I go to people there and they go to people. I think Lionsgate is involved, and then Lionsgate goes to Amazon. So there's a massive series of hurdles to be able to have direct conversations, because they're all indirect conversations for Dan and myself.
Yeah.
Maybe more for you. You might have more, or maybe it's the same. Is it the same for you?
Yeah, it basically is. There's a bunch of channels, and I think you guys can see our skill with Instagram. So you probably don't want us interfacing too much with some of those other technical things.
We shouldn't talk to the CEOs.
No, it's
CEOs aren't the ones
better for
making
everyone.
those decisions. Are they making those decisions? Do you think
I
the
think
CEOs
it's CFOs.
like?
I think CFOs do all that.
Where do we want
COOs.
to go? COOs. It's a C something. It's a C O. What is it? Yeah.
Soon.
Something C blank O. So
yeah.
Yeah, somebody makes the decisions that the people we talk to basically chat with them,
we get
and then they decide
those
where
answers,
it's
and
going to
then
go.
we share them, and then we look smart.
That's right. That's right.
Basically,
Yeah. Let's answer another question. Let's see if there's anything else here.
and somebody's asking about my biceps. Yeah, I just do a normal workout. Thank
Are
you so
they?
much.
I don't see that one.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the questions.
Another one is too.
No,
This is actually getting embarrassing.
It is embarrassing. It is embarrassing that you're going on. Let's see here. Watch your biceps. Question from Danny Pick. Have you ever met Robert Powell? And what's your favorite Bible quote when dealing with difficult situations?
Good one.
So I answered that second half of that question earlier. And usually I kind of let the Holy Spirit decide what I'm going to read when I need to read something. But oftentimes, if I know I need some empathetic writing or sentiments, I'll go to the Psalms. What about you, Dan?
Have I met Robert Powell?
No, the second half. Favorite Bible verse or song or when you're which one?
I think that's the one I keep on going back to. Proverbs 3.
Proverbs 3.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
3?
That one. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not into your own understanding.
Mm-hmm.
All your ways acknowledge Him.
Amen.
And so on and so on. Yeah.
And so on and so forth. And to answer the first part of the question, no, I have not met Robert Powell, but I hope to. I hope to one day. Maybe when I'm in London for the London premiere. Who's going to the London premiere? Anyone going to the London premiere? Come on out. If you're in town, come to the London premiere. It's on January 22nd. I think they're selling tickets, as far as I know. Or I could be talking out my armpit and just ruining everything right now. So I don't know. Yeah. Well, yeah. It's a family show. Okay. It's a family show. Let's see what other questions we have. We'll take a couple more, and then we'll
did try, and we were trying to talk to Robert Powell for a while, even for this docuseries. And
oh wait, did you tell?
A few other Jesuses.
Oh, I think I remember this.
Yeah.
Wait, so
it was
can you say what the outcome of that was?
It was just sort of, I think we were moving quite quickly through countries.
He said, "Heck no, I wouldn't if you paid me." We're like, "We're gonna pay." It's like, "I wouldn't if you paid me." That's what I'm saying. I don't want you to pay me.
Want to pay
me. No. Do not pay me. I do not want to meet that man. So just scheduling thing, right? Or no?
It was a scheduling thing, and I think it was, comfort level and stuff like that too. So
I don't know.
It was kind of that.
Him. Why would I be comfortable with him? No, it's not going to happen.
Chip.
Wait a second. Somebody, hold on a second. Leanna said, "Oh, you see that? Really? What was his documentary?
What is it? I missed it."
Robert Powell did a documentary too. Yeah, that's exactly what I was reading. Really? I need to find that. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll try to invite him to the London premiere if he's around and he's hanging out.
That would be really.
Yeah. Okay. Dan, what else do we want to tell him about the documentary without spoiling anything?
Let's see. Watch it to the end.
Just watch it to the end.
I was really thinking.
Stick with it.
Stick with it. Gosh, golly.
Yeah.
I think actually like the fourth episode, not to make it all like watch it to the end, but like the fourth episode really is, there's some really cool stuff in there that's pretty special and unique. And that, again, speaking to Jonathan, just sharing from his heart and being open and sharing things that he hasn't shared with other people. I think that's really neat. So that really struck me. Even honestly, when we got that footage, it was really special to watch that for the first time, kind of thing. So
awesome.
I would. That's kind of like an encouragement to everybody for there.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Thank
you. Yeah. Let me see if there's anything else here that I need to.
Brazil is strong. I just kind of like look down on these things. It's just like every third is a Brazil flag.
Yeah, they are. We got a couple of other friends from the doc. Should I bring any of them on?
Totes.
I think I should.
Yeah.
You can't go anywhere. Okay. You gotta stay. Just give me a few more minutes. All right, I'm gonna see. I've never done this
This
with.
would be like 20 minutes to get
Will
like two
it
more people
be
on.
3 people if I do another
Maybe
person?
I'll just disappear. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I hope you don't.
The best thing is, for whatever it's worth, everyone, it took me 20 minutes to log back into my Instagram account that has been sitting dormant for like 6 years.
Because you had
Because I said
lost
I'd do this
the
today.
login then. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and otherwise I post all the time. I'm just Mr. Instagram.
Mr. Instagram. All right, let's see what our good buddy Mark wants to say here. All right, I'll call you back if I lose you.
Yeah,
Dan.
I'll just kind of sit here aimlessly staring at the camera.
So,
I'm still
look,
here.
he's there.
That was
It worked.
much
Oh,
smoother
Is this
than
working?
mine.
yeah.
Is this
Yeah,
the
you
right
got it.
angle?
You're nailing it.
That's
No, you're
the
fine.
perfect
Don't
angle.
worry.
How's it going, guys?
Teeny weeny beanie. Mark Watt, my friend.
Hey, guys.
Mark
Yeah,
produced the documentary, and Mark was. You'll see Mark popping up way more than Dan in the series, throughout the series.
This
So
this
You'll also be
pylon.
able to catch the pylon hat. That's a
It
very
wasn't
strong
too
one.
kind of like after that. I wasn't wanting to necessarily be in shots, but because of the way we shot it, I always ended up in the background somewhere.
Move, Mark.
And
I'll
I think it was
forget
like
Just-
it was like halfway through, and Dan's like, maybe you should have had a black beanie. And I was like,
I was really on the ball.
yeah,
I
yeah.
spent a good amount of time with Ryan Schroeder, our amazing editor, colorist, just kind of like trying to bring the color of the beanie down just a little bit, like just a bit, just so it's not so bright.
like a
It's
beacon.
very strong.
Like a
Yeah.
beacon in every other shot.
That's, yeah, this is great.
Thanks for coming.
Jonathan, I love
on, man.
your tree up.
Oh,
We
yes.
still have ours going too, and I think Dan's coming to visit us in a couple weeks, and we talked about how Dan. I think it's a behemoth this year, but Dan, we're gonna try to keep it
Power
up
tree.
for you.
Dang, dude.
Isn't that wild? Yeah.
It's like a transformer trick. Expect that to turn into like a robot or something.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Fantastic. Amazing.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Amazing.
Oh,
So talk to us about the overarching experience for you doing this series, and now to see it finally come to fruition and to stream on Amazon. Like, what's going through your head as this all of a sudden spontaneously imploded upon us and gave us the opportunity to like have something to watch right at the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And don't be too poignant, because I wasn't. Just don't set that bar weird.
Yeah, no, I appreciate. I don't know if I know how to not to be Dan, but I honestly, I think something was said by somebody on our team today that was watching a bunch of stuff kind of happen, and it's hitting the world and all this, and then they're sitting back in our office and they're going, it's so interesting how this little humble place where we sit and make decisions, and then all of a sudden it happens and it hits the world, and for me it was like, yeah, that's kind of how all great things come together. It's like somebody has the boldness to want to try and to do something. And I think with you, when it was like, hey, the Pope has extended an invitation to Jonathan to come and see him, there was this little moment where like that little, pen to napkin moment where Brad Pello and I sat down.
That's right.
And we're like, I think we should do something with this. Like, I think there's more to build on this. There's a story there. And to this day, even the people that are seeing it now and seeing the narrative, there was a guy on YouTube actually that just posted like a little breakdown watching the trailer and talking about it. It was really good.
Really?
Yeah. And he was just saying, just pointing out how fascinating the storyline actually is. It's like, yeah, there's nobody else in the world that is experiencing something that you're experiencing. And it's a weird thing to talk about and to get into. And I think that was sort of the baseline of where it all started. We're like, I want to know, what's it feel like when you walk down the street and somebody's like, Jesus, or that time in London. That's the first time it really hit me, when we went to a green room and somebody was excited to like take you to that green room. And so I was like, okay. And so we went together, and she's amazing. But then, there's a moment where they're like, hey, when I pray, I see your eyes. And then I was like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's amazing. There's something incredible about that. And at the same time, after that, I think I looked at you and I was like, man, how does that, what does that do to your heart and mind? and that kind of thing. So, oh, Dan's gone. Dan's
Oh,
like, I'm out of here.
I saw the little wheelie wheel. I'm like, oh, I don't think he's gonna
It's that
last.
it's
He may
that
try to come
jungle internet.
back.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Jimmy the Gibbon just like, oh, wow, ooh, ooh, ooh. You know, time to go eat a banana. Forget the internet. I wonder if he's still around.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll
Well,
maybe invite him back in and see if he pops back in.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
no,
it was a
I
pretty
don't know what.
intense moment, and I
Yeah.
think we captured a lot of those kinds of moments in the series, which I think for me it's kind of important. I feel like for fans to understand that dynamic and to kind of see this thing, because I think it then informs them in a way that if they do happen to meet me, it's like, okay, there's a different, I have a better understanding of like how insane and how intense this can be. And I don't want to, I don't bemoan it myself. I don't come on here and just say, oh, it's so intense. You know, like this, to me, it's a blessing. The whole experience is a blessing and an honor that will exceed anything else in my entire life. But I still have to go through it, you know? And I think just having the audience and fans get a chance to kind of get a glimpse of that, I think it's just, I think it's just helpful information to have, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just think it's fascinating. I loved, I think, seeing it in action, but then also just to speak to your heart in all of it, seeing the desire that you have to really honor. First off, because I think Jesus matters so deeply to you, genuinely in your own faith, your own journey. I think there's something about the uniqueness of how you were raised, about who you are, about how you see God, that I think it was evident to me that you've been uniquely positioned and placed with this role because of the seriousness that is in your heart to honor it. And with that, I think you get a lot of comments. We see them all the time, like, oh, guard your heart, like, be careful, right? Oh, fame is blah, blah, blah. Like,
stay humble. I'm like, if you only knew.
Yeah.
If you only knew.
And you're kind of getting beat up while it's happening at the same time. And seeing that in you, this sort of devout pursuit of wanting to honor God so much that you almost to an extreme, you shut down the stuff that's like, no, And so I think that made things even in the doc, like, both incredible to watch, but sometimes difficult too, because we were trying to go like, hey, let's go do this, or let's try this. And like, I'm not feeling that. That's not me, right? And we're like, right, we got to honor who you are, or else this isn't authentic.
That's right.
And so doing this and trying to capture that authenticity of what you're actually going through without trying to fabricate anything, was an art for sure, especially with all the challenges we faced. I remember trying to get into France, and there was all this huge premiere, the releasing in French. There was like this Champs-Élysées, like on the main strip, right, in Paris. They were going to do this premiere. And, I don't know how many weeks out it was before we were getting on planes, but it's like it was like, I don't think we can get you, it's going to be hard to get into the country. There were all these new things happening.
Because it was also COVID times as well.
Because of COVID and half of our crew is like, can we make it? Is this going to happen? Is this going to happen? Yeah. And then, it was like, there were so many moments that kind of by the grace of God, it worked. And, we got to celebrate and be there together and
have some fun along the way, I think too. I think we tried to, in our downtime, tried to just, leave the job at the door and then just celebrate each other's company and friendship, and to have a crew that is also like whose hearts are for the Lord as well. It was just like it was an extension of working on The Chosen. It was just like, my people, like at least, and everybody's different backgrounds, and it's what I've known for the last several years working in this space, which again I've never had before, and I didn't expect that from anything outside of The Chosen. And so every project that I do where there's this element of like people that are just their hearts are on fire for Jesus, it just really makes me warm and fuzzy inside, to use a cliche, but it's just awesome, and I think it helps translate the vernacular for us, and just ground us into in what's important for us. Like, why are we doing this? Who are we doing this for? And knowing that about each other, how then can we get the best of whatever needs to happen in this moment right now, this scene, or capturing this situation right now? How can we do that and just honor God and honor each other? So that was what was really really beautiful about this project.
I think breaking bread, like, breaking bread together at the end of every day with the whole crew. I think that's by far would be one of my favorite parts of the whole thing. And it was the first trip because it kind of got bumped up. It was like, well, this invitation to Rome, it set a date. This is the time, let's go. And sitting on the cobblestone streets in August in hot Rome. And it's the first time I think that was the first time you and I actually met
in person.
Yeah.
Other than like a
we
Zoom.
did lots of Zooms and stuff like that leading up to it to plan. But, and then just, I think that's where all the walls sort of come down and we're like, oh, this is a family. We're going to go around the world together. This is going to be something else. So I'm just grateful, man. It was a blast getting to do this with you.
Yeah, man.
I'm excited for people to watch this. I was going back through and seeing some of the interviews like Philip Yancey and Francis Chan, and the conversations with like Danielle Strickland, obviously Alice Cooper. There's these pretty incredible folks that are part of it.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, and their inputs and the wisdom. I just remember even just like sitting in and watching the interview content from some of these folks, Bob Goff, and you're like, man, there's like so much that got left on the cutting room floor that one day we need to take and just put out and say. There's probably an hour sitting with Bob and him and we're all making notes while he's just going into the camera, right? And we're like, oh man, say that again. Yeah, there was actually a moment while we're interviewing Bob. He was in the middle of like a live auction trying to buy this little Volkswagen Beetle. So funny. It's like it's like just classic Bob. And we're in the middle of the interview, and then he's like, oh, I gotta vote. I gotta, like put my bid in on this Volkswagen. It's like, cause or else it's gonna go. And so while he's in the interview, he just hands me his laptop, and I just ended up clicking through and adding bids. I'm like, do you want to go higher? He's like, yeah, keep going, go higher. I'm like, okay. And
I want to see that out.
Still kind of rolling in the background while we basically bought him a Volkswagen Beetle during the interview. But yeah, these people are just beautiful people who have genuine, incredible, like hearts and wisdom to share. And and then from all over the place, like somebody that was part of putting the Mars rover on Mars, and there's some pretty interesting folks that from the science side of things too. Some people that aren't believers talking about the psychology of things and all that kind of stuff. I think Dan's back.
He's
there
back.
You are, Dan.
He made
Batteries and iPhones important.
Okay, that would help. Well,
yeah.
That
your phone
wraps
died,
it up for us.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Well, that was the most important thing that we've said so far. So.
Yeah,
guys,
my life is forever changed, Mark, by what you just said, and it's a shame Dan interrupted it. It's ruined it. It's ruined it.
No, it's
what you do. You're a ruiner. You're a ruiner.
I feel like you should be doing air quotes right now with that one.
No, that's. I mean it. No, actually, I mean that.
I get it.
I mean that.
Side. Yeah.
Friend. Air quotes. Ruiner? No,
I heard some of that though. That was actually really good. By the way.
Yeah, the thing that I wasn't anticipating when we were doing this was like, you're like, well, we're gonna talk to this scientist and like these people from these different fields. I'm like, my first question was like, well, why? Like, do they know me? Like what? Like I couldn't even see where it was gonna go and how the conversations would develop. And then as I started watching them, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. It's so good. It was just blew my mind. And I give you guys all the credit for having foresight in so many areas of the documentary with so many guests that I had no idea how it was going to work and what it was going to, in what way. I have no doubt. I did not question the authority and the brilliance of all of the people that you picked. I just didn't know. I couldn't see how it was going to be, how you had architected it to add to the specific narrative that, you know, as I understood we were telling. So kudos to you guys for just having that foresight and creativity, and the productivity to get it all done, because you guys had a heck of a team that was just firing on all cylinders from day one, and it was super impressive.
Thank you.
Well,
Yeah,
thank you.
it really, honestly, the team is amazing.
Yeah,
it's super cliche.
some of the best in the business, man. I mean, I haven't done other documentaries, but like I just know that they're like some of the best in the business, and they're just good people that care. So please, everybody, please support this project. Please share it with other people. I know so many of you already have. Thank you for doing that. Please continue to do that. And as we drop more clips, Mark's going to be furnishing me with a bunch of juicy little tidbits that I can drop on my channels, and maybe Dan will one day too.
I learn how to. It can really happen.
Dan's not going to do it. So just look for my stuff coming from Mark with clips of the show that you guys can share. And for those who haven't seen it, please check it out. And if you don't have Amazon Prime, well, subscribe. Maybe you'll maybe this will be. Well, you do the whole Prime thing, and then you get the shipping, and then the videos kind of, it's all, it's a useful, it's worth the money, really. I mean, do the annual though. Don't do it like a monthly, because then you pay more if you do the monthly. I don't know if they have a monthly thing anymore. I think they use, anyway, just get it. Find Jonathan and Jesus. And you'll be glad you did. And you know these guys now were involved.
Dan dusted off with like a 10-year Instagram hiatus just to get on today. So there you go.
It literally took me forever to figure out how to get back on. It was amazing.
Dan took the batteries out of his pager and put them into his phone in order to be able to.
He wasn't expecting to do that too. They're like, you know, those like D batteries, the good size ones that give you a lot of energy.
To be like, hello? It's just like a giant. You're on a sat nav, on a sat phone right now.
That's so good.
I love it.
I love it. It's one of my favorite things about you, Dan, though. No Instagram Dan. There you go.
No,
it's the least I can do for everyone.
Except for today. Except for now. And then it will be gone. The minute we hang up.
Don't worry.
Yeah, delete.
Don't need this anymore.
Private.
Yeah.
I will lose my password yet again.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, I wonder if I've run out of comment space. They stopped scrolling. Oh, no, there they go. And they're back. In Chile, you can only see Chosen in Netflix. Okay. Well, that's the Chosen. Yeah. So, so just to recap, we hope to get it out soon in other countries. I think everybody on the studio side, they know the scope of my fan base is international, so I think it's just a matter of seeing how it does here first, and then be like, okay, now we're gonna, which is traditional for a lot of films anyway. We see how they do in the United States, and then they roll them out as movies. Like I think that was the case with Jesus Revolution, even, so that they released in the United States and Canada first, and then it did well, and then they started pushing it out to different territories. So the more this gets out into the world. Here in the United States, more of that people can consume it and see it and share it, and you know, the more activated the algorithm is, I think the more likely many more people will see it. And then if people are really watching it, then I think they're probably, I'm guessing, Mark, you may know more than me, but I would guess then if it does really well and it's viewed a lot here, they'll start branching out to other territories.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe one or two last questions. Will you be at the LA premiere of season 4? I will indeed. We will be downtown, and if you know how to get tickets. I don't have the ticket thing on me here, but I think there may be some tickets still. So look for that. And then I will be doing premieres in London. I'll be doing premieres in Poland, and I believe Mexico City, and maybe even Brazil. So
Wow.
Brazil will finally get an opportunity to. Finally get an opportunity to meet Brazil, and meet some fans in Brazil on their home turf. So
How
I'm
quickly
looking
are you
forward to
hopping
that.
around on all those? That's in February.
Yeah, so I start traveling again next week,
Mhm.
and then I'm gone for like 2 months. So yeah, I'll be running all over the place, and then I'll have a little bit of a break, and then we start filming season 5 of The Chosen. But let's see how we do with season 4. God willing, people will run out and catch the series in movie theaters, because if you haven't heard yet, season 4 of The Chosen will be premiering in the theaters for a couple of weeks at a time for each sort of phase of the season, and then it will go to streaming. Yeah, I think the best way to help us out and to help The Chosen out is to go see it. It's meant to be seen on a big screen. I mean, you have to consume the epicness of season 4, and every season just gets bigger and better and more beautiful than the previous season. You have to consume it on a screen. If you're a cinema purist like the three of us here are, and so many of you on the live stream right now, you will not be disappointed, and you will be surrounded by people that love the show and that you can bond with, and it's good. It's such a different experience to watch the show in a theater than home on your TV. Obviously, it's not an option for everybody. We totally get it. But if you can find a way to go see it in the theater, that would be amazing, because I think it will bless you in so many ways, and it'll hit you so much harder and on a deeper level, because you're immersed in it, and then you're surrounded by people that are experiencing the show as well. So that's my little plug for The Chosen. Guys, what's next for you guys? You guys got a bunch of projects in the hopper, don't you?
Yeah.
Anything you can talk about?
Yeah, well, I've done a bunch of work with an organization called Alpha. So we're doing another
Alpha,
series
yes.
with them. So that's like the Alpha organization, or the Alpha course. And so
and that's how we met
basically-
Nikki Gumbel.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we met. We were over in London. We met Nicky Gumbel. Got to chat with him. So we're basically doing a series with him, and we're going to start in pre-production on that in about 2 months. I think 2 months from now. So we're writing on that, and then we got another couple series going, and it's busy, but it's good.
Yeah, awesome.
That's Mark's buying another beanie.
I got 5 more beanies. Red, orange, red.
All the colors of the rainbow.
It's a big shopping window we're trying to work through.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. No, there's lots of exciting things to come for sure. I think, it'll be exciting to see this new season 4 come out for The Chosen.
Yeah.
It sounds like they've got a lot of exciting things lined up. Watching this kind of, make its way through the Chosen ecosystem as well. Even the series will kind of eventually make its way through there. Yeah, and same as Dan. We're there's a couple larger series things that we're kind of have in the pipe that we're putting together and working on right now for the next year. And my agency also does a lot of other like creative work all over the place. We were just at Seek conference, big Catholic conference in St.
That was
Louis.
Amazing.
Like you were there last year.
How many thousand? Like 20, 30,000 people were there?
A couple nights ago for Adoration, there were 24,000 people in the room.
Oh, praise the Lord. That's
unbelievable.
Amazing.
Yeah, last night they did a little concert with Judah and the Lion, and so we've had the honor of doing creative projects with them. So we built the stage designs, like all these
great.
cool arches.
I didn't know that you worked with them before.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah. They just launched a little little rebrand and piece for the conference that we built, and all kinds of good things and exciting things coming down the line for sure for us too. But
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, support these guys, everyone. Just follow along and check out their stuff, and except Dan, because he won't be able to find it anyway after tonight. I think Dan's
I can literally still hear you.
Can still,
literally my.
I'm right here, guys.
So, yeah, it's okay. Dan's fine. He's a friend.
So. I looked away. Was there quotes or not?
It's quotes.
There was.
There were
I'll screenshot
Very
you,
sick.
me doing quotes. Friend.
yeah, there you go.
I love you both. I love you both.
Much
God
love.
bless you.
Yeah,
Thank you
love you
for
guys.
being with me to kind of help just talk about the series a bit. Jonathan Jesus, Amazon Prime Video, right now available for series. Short and sweet. I think you'll love it. And yeah, it's a very, very compatible companion piece to Chosen, and it'll just kind of give you an insight as to what a day in the life of the guy who plays Jesus is like, and so much more. There's so much insight and beauty and wisdom and you know, theology, storytelling. There's a little bit of everything in there. There's something for everybody. So I'm so excited for you guys to check it out if you haven't. And if you have, tell the world and share it with other people. Share the trailer, and we'll see you again, hopefully very, very soon. I hope 2024 is a happy, healthy, prosperous, and truly blessed one for each and every one of you. And may God always hold you in the palm of his hand. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining me today. And thanks, Dan. Thanks, Mark. And we will see all of you very, very soon. Look for more clips from Jonathan and Jesus. Take care, guys.
Thanks, John.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.